Hi everyone, we are going to solve another question from section D of part 1 of CMA USA course. Let's get into the question. Mill Corporation had the following unit costs for the recently concluded calendar year. Manufacturing variable cost $8, manufacturing fixed cost $3, non-manufacturing variable cost $2, non-manufacturing fixed cost $5.50. Inventory for Mill's sold product totaled 6,000 units on January 1 and 5,200 units on December 31. When compared to variable costing income, Mill's absorption costing income is option A $2,400 lower, option B $2,400 higher, option C $6,800 lower, option D $6,800 higher. Here we are going to concentrate on two important topics. What are those two important topics? One is variable costing and absorption costing. So what we should do first? We should know what is this variable costing and also we should know what is the absorption costing. Let's understand that first. If you see here, we have two costing. Which are those two different types of costing? One is absorption and the other one is variable. Okay. In a brief way, we'll just understand what is this absorption and what is this variable costing. Absorption costing is that costing which absorbs all the cost. It doesn't make any difference like is it a variable cost or is it a fixed cost. No, it doesn't make. If it is a manufacturing cost, it's over. Absorption costing is going to absorb all the costs. Means it is going to include all the costs. But it is not the same in the variable costing. In variable costing, only and only variable manufacturing costs will be included. How we are going to remember? Variable costing, variable manufacturing cost. Got it? But in absorption costing, absorption means what? It is going to absorb everything. So all the manufacturing costs, remember this. This is a very important topic. Okay, all the manufacturing costs should be absorbed. Got it? There is one similar point between these two methods. What is that one similar point? Both the methods, both absorption as well as variable costing, is going to expense non-manufacturing cost in the period in which they occur, not in the products. Got it? In the period in which they occur, it is going to take it as an expense. What is one difference? I hope you have already got that. Here variable manufacturing cost is there. Here variable manufacturing cost is there, but what is not there? Fixed manufacturing cost is here in absorption costing, but it is not there in variable costing. That is one difference which we should concentrate on. The only difference is the way these two methods are going to do the accounting, how it is going to be the difference, which means, as I told here, in absorption fixed manufacturing cost is also taken as a product cost, but in variable costing fixed manufacturing cost is taken as a period cost. It will be expensed in that period in which it occurs. Got it? So now we will read the question. We will get a great understanding. Okay, they are speaking about variable costing income and absorption costing income. In the exam, specifically, most importantly, why they give these other options means just to confuse us. That okay, these people are going to use this, these people are going to use this, just for that purpose. Got it? So we understood what is variable costing and absorption costing. What we are going to do next? We are going to eliminate those data which are not required for us. That is the best way to solve us in the exam. Which are those data which are not important to us? Non-manufacturing data is not important to us. We eliminated it. Next we have manufacturing variable and manufacturing fixed. But we know that if we see here, in absorption as well as variable costing, we are going to take variable manufacturing cost into consideration. So even when we do that, there will be no possibility that we can compare it, because both are going to be the same. So what is one cost that is left? What is the one cost that is left for comparing? The only cost that is left for comparing is fixed. That's why even I eliminated this. So okay, you found out this. What are you going to compare with? How? That is the question. See, in the starting of the year you are having 6,000 units. In the end of the year you have 5,200 units. Correct? So there is a difference of 800 units. For this 800 units, the difference how we are going to compare in variable costing and absorption costing is through this fixed cost. For that we have a formula. In exam, when they ask to compare variable costing income and the absorption costing income, you need not think so much. You directly apply the formula and get the answer. What is the formula? The formula is reconciliation factor, that is ending inventory units minus beginning inventory units into fixed overhead per unit. Do we have all this data here? We have ending inventory units, that is 5200 units, beginning inventory units 6000 units, and fixed overhead per unit. Fixed overhead means we should assume it is a fixed manufacturing overhead, that is $3. Okay, we'll put the all the data we have. Ending inventory is 5200, beginning inventory is 6000, and we have a fixed overhead per unit, that is $3, right? So 5200 minus 6000, it is going to be 800, and $3, the answer is going to be 2400 negative. 5200 minus 6000 will be negative 800. That's why 2400 negative will be the answer. So is it lower or is it higher? 2400 negative means it has been less. That's why the right answer is option A. I hope you have understood this concept, and if you have understood, please give it a thumbs up. Stay connected, stay committed.